Hey everyone, so I am going to finally make an effort on finishing up my 9x12 Project Life album. I think I probably talked about this, but it seemed like last year when I was doing the 9x12, it wasn't a project I tended to gravitate towards working on, so I wasn't quite sure if it was the right size for me, so that's why I went to 8.5 by 11. So for this project, I will be making a page all about us planting a little garden. And so I kind of have a real big mix of items to use. I have obviously the photos. I have some of Jen's new flairs. They are flowers. There's some yellow and purple and pink. Just a really good mix of florals. I will set this there. And then I also have one from her words last time, Beauty, that would work perfect. I also have a bunch of Colorcast Designs items that I actually bought specifically for this project, but I never got around to using. So blooms, new growth, and then a bunch of florals and flowers, and then Dirt Happy, some aliedwards cards right here. So I have a variety of things to put together this page. It's going to be an 8.5 by 11 and then also a 9 by 12 page protector. So I will be figuring out how to bring all this together. So let's get started. Okay, first off, I have to really apologize for this project being crooked probably the entire time that I'm making this. I don't know how I didn't notice. I probably was just really excited to actually be working on my project life, so I just didn't even notice. Once again, I used a digital canvas storyboard to map out where I wanted my photos to begin with. I'm going mostly with 3x4s, 4x6, and then the large photos on the left I think are 3.5 by 4.5, I believe. And I am just laying out my flairs and my Colorcast Designs pieces and trying to decide which aliedwards cards I want to use, which was the hard part for me because I always worry too much about, or not worry, but I just want to make sure that the cards go together well and are cohesive. I'm looking through my stamps, trying to see which ones might work to make custom embellishments, because that's the other thing that I'm going to focus a lot on with this project is stamping and making my own embellishments, because I don't have a lot of aliedwards physical embellishments, and I certainly do not have flowers from aliedwards. So I'm going to make my own. The Stories by the Month February kit for this year had a little flower, so I am going to stamp a ton of flowers and then I will fussy cut them out. So I'm going to do green and pink and orange and yellow, and then I will stamp a few phrases as well. I actually wound up using 2 of my aliedwards inks. One is a pink and one is the Tillamook. And I was able to stamp them pretty well. I think I talked about this in another video, or maybe a video that's coming soon. I don't know. I talked about it, and I'm learning how to use my aliedwards inks better. So I'm stamping those, and then I will use the little circle to make a middle, and I just decided to go with brown and just make the middle of the flower brown for all of them. That way it's uniform, and I don't have to... I don't know, I just wanted it uniform. And I will also use that same brown to stamp some dragonflies, which were from another Stories by the Month kit. I believe this one was from June of last year. So I will stamp a few of those as well. And then I think I'm going to stamp another heart design that says Hello Sun. Yeah, I'm stamping that one right now. And then I will stamp Bloom, and then I will use the new stamp Loving right there, and I will stamp that one as well. And I was just having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out, I think, the Bloom and Grow one, or maybe I took the editing out. But right now I am stamping the Loving, and I'm going to use that on the photo of my kids. I love how that stamp is really big and bold. And it's in a block shape, so it's super easy to cut out and to, so it's not like intricate. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not intricate. Okay, so I am back and I cut out all of the embellishments, the flowers, the hearts, and I have placed them all over my page. I didn't want you to have to sit through all the fussy cutting. So I am gonna wrap up this page and get it put together. I love how my embellishments came together, and I am super excited to see this page be wrapped up. So for this little corner right here, I'm going to be using some word stickers, and then I will make a cluster of flowers, my acrylic title, and also the flares. I'm going to crumple my flowers for some extra dimension, and then I will pop dot them. I also just took a small square foam dot and cut it even further to the point where it's minuscule now. And I'm going to use that half to pop up the dragonflies. And that way I can create kind of a scattering and give a little more movement to the page. And then I remembered that I need to glue my photos down. I was wondering why they were moving, and that's why I forgot to glue my photos. So I'm going to glue down my photos, and then I can keep going with my clusters. I then had this journaling card that says, "Let's do this," repeated, and I figured that would be really cool to add to the side, and not only to use up a journaling card, but also to add some more color to that side, and just another piece that I could just add. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to add another dragonfly, and then I'm going to crumple up some more flowers and add my flares. But first, gluing down the photos. Pretty important, right? Finally, using that Dirt Happy piece. I bought it specifically, like I said, for this project, and then I just never got around to it. I had that little blue dish of pieces sitting on my desk 6 months after I bought the Colorcast Design pieces, and then I never made the project. So up at the top, I'm going to put Get Outside, and then a word sticker, and then I will put Beauty, and then I will crumple up a flower and pop dot it as well. I knew that each of the clusters was going to have a lot of different components to it, but I think overall they still work really well together. It's not too much. I love that Plant a Garden quote card. I love that. And I just added a little bit with one flower and a dragonfly. Now I'm adding the loving to the photo of my kids and one little phrase sticker underneath. I almost squished that little phrase sticker, but I think it'll work. Added the hello sun to the photo of my kids and I, and now I'm putting the double-sided tape on the flares, and I'm going to add those to different little sections throughout this page. Almost creating a triangle with my flares, because I'll have one where my kids are, one at the title, and then one up towards where the beauty is, and then the final point in the cluster will be this main little cluster that I'm making now. So there we go. I'm going to build one last cluster with 3 flowers and then a cutout stamp sentiment that says bloom. And then I will journal about what we did that day. There we go. There's the bloom. So I'm just going to journal about how absolutely thrilled we were that I always get these mixed up. My mother-in-law's always telling me perennials. I think that's the word. Those are the ones that come back every year. But we had snapdragons come back, and also some lilies came back. So we were super excited, and we wanted to add to our garden. So I'm using a pencil to draw my lines because I don't want to just freehand it. I just can't do that. So I'm just writing about how we had this massive burst of snapdragons. You can see it kind of in the photo with me and the kids. That is all stuff that came back. It was so cool. And so we just went to Lowe's and we got a bunch more items, and then we all pitched in together to bring the garden to life and to add a little bit more. So one of our favorite things to do during the spring is to put together a garden box and plant some stuff. And I just love how these stamped sentiments just really brought the page to life, and I really didn't have to use a lot of other embellishments. They just added the perfect touch to this page. So there you go. This page is done. I hope you enjoyed watching this process video and seeing how you can use your stamps and just a little bit of physical embellishments. And I hope you have a great day. I would love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.